So for this practical example on EQs, I have this track right here, and I've removed all the EQs that were actually there. And we're going to actually treat each one of these channels, an actual track that we have. Now I'm going to play this for you just a tiny bit. I'm going to skip through it just to show you what elements are in the song. And then we're going to start treating all of those elements with EQ first.
Serious.
Now that's the theme we have in the making. So I'm going to start treating each one of these tracks that we have with equalizers first, and then for the practical example in the next lesson, we're going to do dynamic processing and so on. Now first, let's start track by track. I'm going to apply some EQ to this kick drum. Now let me hear it. So it does seem fine. One thing I would remove, there is some low mids frequency I really don't want. Let me find it. So that's the one. Now that I found it, by exaggerating it on the boost, I can just pull the gain down. Let's see with and without. Yep, that's the one I wanted to remove. Let's go on to the next one. Now in this clap, I'll just remove the low frequencies. I quite like it. Let's hear both of those together. Let's hear both of those together now. Yep, I like that clap with a bit more highs, just like that. Okay, what about the next element? Okay, let's see what this is. So that's 3 hi-hats acting as one, so a layered hi-hat. I'm going to remove the lows. Now, having those lows in there, as you can see, when I pull it down, you don't really notice them that much. But, leaving that stuff in there is just muddying up the song. It's, those would add up. Let's say you had 5 tracks with 5 hi-hats and you didn't remove any of those low frequencies you don't need. Those would add up one to another and muddy up your, low frequencies of the song that you actually need, like the kick drum, the bass lines. So preventive removal of frequencies that we actually do not need is the main thing that you can do with an EQ as a first. So reduction, always reduction. And I couldn't emphasize more that it's okay. You can always boost with an EQ, but the first thing I always concentrate on is removing the things that I don't need from the signal. So using reductive equalizing. So let's see about the next one, what this is. Oh, it's like a bell. Let's see an EQ. Is there any low frequencies to remove? Because everything else seems fine, but there are some. You can see it on the analyzer right there. You see, so we do have some low frequencies I don't want. I'm going to remove those. Okay, that's it. Next one. So let's see what's here. Nice, a ride, and I can hear the lows in it. Yep. So we're gonna thin that out too. Okay, next, what do we have here? A loop drum. Okay, now this is interesting. Now we have a loop right here. Now, I don't want to remove all of the lows, let's say up to 1000 hertz, 1K, but I want to leave some of those in there. So let's say below 200, because these are toms. I need these to work just like that. I don't need all of those high frequencies, right? I have all of those hi-hats that I actually needed. So I'm just gonna attenuate all the frequencies higher than, let's say, 1.5K right there. That's all I want from this loop. So let's see what that sounds like. Okay, that's good. I like these drums. Much better already. So let's see what we have right here. So this is our bass track. Let's see what this plays. Now, it does say bass, but I have to warn you that I do have a sub track separately. So what I'm tracking separately in this song is the sub frequencies of the bass. I'm making those, see, separately in this track. So let's hear that. So I'm doing that separately, so I don't need any sub frequencies from all of these. Now, how I'm going to remedy that, I'm going to introduce an EQ. I'm going to cut everything below, let's say, 100. Because now I have these right there. You can see it on the analyzer right here. So this is playing the lows below 100, and this is playing the ones above. Let's hear those two together like this. Okay, somehow I feel that some of these bass sounds right here are missing some of the mid frequencies where I actually need them to be, because they are playing a role of lead sounds and that low bass before the sub. So low mids from like 100 to 200 to 300, they also play that part of the spectrum too. But I need them to have those mid frequencies more exaggerated. Let's see where this one is. What this one have. So I have removed all of the EQs that were there separately. Now this synthesizer, as you can hear it, is made up out of 3 synths layered just like this. So let's hear one by one. So those 3 together. And I can treat them like one sound. So I would add an EQ on top of all 3 of those. Since we're already cutting the lows, I don't have to do that, but I will preemptively. Let's try to boost some of the mids. Not too much, just that much, just to boost some of the mid frequencies. Let's hear this one. Same story, let's see that. We want more of those highs. Yep, I think I want all of this boosted. So what I can do is just boost all of these frequencies after, let's say, 1K, just like that. Just like that. Or I can actually attenuate everything below. And I'm going to get the same thing, but without any gain boost at the end. Actually, I'm going to get some gain attenuation. Now this way I'm ensuring that, if I place another plugin after this, I'm not going to boost too much into it. So I have to take care of the gain staging. Just that much. Let's see what this is playing. As you see before, just had those lows cut off. We are doing that on the group track. I'm just going to leave it as is, and then I will adjust the EQs even further once I play those three together, because you see they are playing together. So you can't always just adjust the EQ by listening to something soloed. The main thing about the EQ is helping you adjust the spectrum of the actual sound so that it fits with the other sounds, so it fits into your production. Well, how would I know what to do with the EQ if I'm listening to it by itself? So right now, I'm in the reductive mode. I'm just going to, take out the frequencies out of these that I know that I don't need. But after that, I'm going to listen to them in the context of the entire song and see if I need to boost or remove something else additionally. So let's go on with these. Okay, that's good. I don't think I need to touch that. Okay, I think that's also good, not to be touched. So let's go on. What's next? The sub, we already did that. Let's see what's playing right here on this track. As you see, that had its lows cut off. Now let's see what's playing here. What do we have? We have this spire. Okay, let's see what's there. We probably, because you see, this is on the break, so I need all the bass to jump in right here and make a difference. So I don't want too much bassy stuff going on before that, so I get that, drastic change once we get to the drop from the break. So right here on the break from the synth, I'm going to remove all the lows. And that's going to create a drastic difference once it comes into the drop, right?
Serious.
Nice. Okay, that's good. I'm just gonna lower the volume. I'm not gonna touch it with an EQ. I'll just leave it right in there. Let's see what's next. This is next. These sounds are all leads, but still. Okay, this one, I don't think it needs any lows. This is just the highest of the highs right there. This is the lowest it goes. This is the lowest information I need from that sound, so I'm just gonna do that. Let's see about this one. See, this lower thing is happening because of the attack. Let's cut out everything we don't need. So we just leave space for that first harmonic right there. Look at it. Where the lowest note is playing and where the fundamental harmonic of that note is, that's up to when I'm going to cut for. See, right there. Right there. So I can cut all the way up there. Let's see what this is. So this is a bass we're using in the beginning, so I'm not going to touch it. I need all lows, I need everything off of it. Let's see about this one. This is all a plucky sound. I don't need the lows out of that too. So from here. Yeah, this is where the first fundamental harmonic of the lowest note comes in. Right there, so I don't need anything lower than that. Let's see what this is. This is our crash. Okay, crash also high, cymbals, don't need no lows out of it. just like that. I need the mids, but no lows. Okay, let's see what this is. Okay, that's a riser, but it's playing together with all my kick and bass and everything, so I need no lows out of that. Let's see what this is. A reverb kick drum as an effect. I'm just gonna leave that dry just as it is. It already has a lot of reverb on it. Let's see what this is. Oh, so that's just a tiny cut. Nice. I'm just gonna cut the lows preemptively just to be sure there is nothing to muddy up my kick and my bass drum. Now on these vocals,
serious,
I could clean those up a tiny bit.
serious,
Yeah, it has a lot of lows, so nothing below 100, and I think I need more highs, but I'm not gonna boost the highs. I'm actually going to lower everything below 1K, just to have it not so boomy.
serious,
Just like that. I'm gonna leave it, and let's go on to the next one. So this plays all the time throughout my drop. I'm gotta be sure that I don't have anything to muddy up the lows. So you see fundamental harmonic right there. Maybe we don't even need that one. Yeah, actually don't. That's it. So I've applied the reductive EQing to all of these. Now I do need to take care of some dynamics too, because I still have the bass, the sub, everything playing together with the kick drum, and that's really colliding. You can hear it, you know, being overwhelming most of the time when they play together. So we're gonna deal with that in the next lesson, where we will be using some compression.